say that. Brilliant crowd in here at the Ultimate Pool Last Women Standing. Stephen James and Simon Webb with you as always. And what a fun event this is going to be.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. I think this is going to be very special today. Can't wait to see what happens.
And we've seen what this event looks like before. We obviously had the Last Man Standing a little bit earlier on in the year. And what we saw from that event is sort of chaos, essentially.
Yeah, it was definitely chaos. There was no doubt about that. But I think because we've seen what's going to happen, I think when we had the Last Man Standing, no one knew what was going to happen. And then it sort of all unfolded. Now I think everyone's got a rough idea. They're coming in with maybe some plans, maybe some ideas of what they might do. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see what they do end up doing. And also I know because the women are absolutely chaotic when we get to main events, they're going to be a lot of fun as well.
I'm glad you've said that.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we take a look at all the rules and regs and all the rest of it, let's take a look at who is in our competition. This is what our players will see. These are all the names in the hat. 32 players, some of the top players from the Women's Series and some tournament qualifying winners as well. 5 assassins, plenty of big names in the draw, but instead of showing you them here, we'll show you them there. Morning, ladies.
Hey, guys.
Some of the very best players in the world are with us here today, and it should be so much fun and a great opportunity for some of our qualifiers here, who we haven't maybe seen on the Ultimate Pool stage, to have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got a lot of players that we've seen an awful lot of over the last few years, but we're going to see a few players this weekend that we've not seen play before, which is really exciting. And every single match is out here on the main stage in front of everybody, which I think there might be some nervous moments out there as well, but that's all just going to add to the drama.
Yeah, and all the fun and games are in the play as well. We've got 6 red shootouts should matches be drawn. The golden break is in play as well, and that got a little bit of a murmur earlier on when we had our players meeting too. So all the fun of the fair, but this is a very, very unique event. Well, as I say, we'll run you through all the specifics of it in just a moment. But let's talk about our assassins. World champions, all of them. They are going to be targeted though.
Yeah, I think so. It'd be interesting to see what the players think. Do they want to take down the assassins, maybe try and win some money straight away, or do they want to kind of leave them behind? I don't know what they're going to do yet, but yeah, I mean, you talk about the five assassins we have. I tried to count up the world titles between them, but I ran out of fingers, so I kind of had to stop. But yeah, I mean, quality everywhere you look.
Yeah, it should be a fantastic time. So then, it is time for you at home. If you don't know what you're watching, this is the Ultimate Pool Last Woman Standing, and this is everything that you need to know. Here come the girls as Ultimate Pool introduces Last Woman Standing. Following the success of the men's event, it's the turn of the ladies this weekend as great players combine with a game show style format that makes for an event that's great to watch and fantastic fun to play. Here's how it works. The players. 32 players will begin the tournament, a mixture of qualifiers and ranked players from the Ultimate Pool Women's Series. The tournament begins with 2 players being randomly selected to play each other. They play their match until its conclusion, with the loser exiting the competition. Winner stays on. Their next move is to call out their next opponent, or they can choose to have a name drawn for them. This continues until we have our last woman standing. We'll take home the grand prize. 3 in a row. If a player wins 3 in a row, they've earned the right to exit the gauntlet for a short time. They'll be placed back into the mix following the next match. The Assassins. To add a little bit of spice to the competition, we have the addition of 5 assassins. These players will have a cash bounty on each of their heads for a potential instant win should they be beaten. But a word of warning, they're all world champions, so call them out at your peril. If 2 assassins play each other, the winner has a choice. They can either double up their own bounty or choose a player to have the bounty placed upon them. Should an assassin win the tournament, they'll pocket the grand prize and any bounties they've accrued on their head. To win this tournament, you'll need great play, clever strategy, and a big amount of lady luck too. It's time to find out who will be the last woman standing. Alright, welcome back inside the arena. So that is how this competition is going to work. It's going to be so much fun over the course of the 2 days, but we need a way to get it started. And as you saw just there, we begin with a random draw. We have 32 players, all of whom are in the hat. So ladies, should we find out our first player in the Ultimate Pool Last Women Standing? There's some nervous faces looking back at me there, I can tell you. So, we take it to the computer. Computer, let's generate our first player in the Ultimate Pool Last Woman Standing.
Thanks.
Sharon Learn, come on down. Lightning Lun is here. Let's have another round of applause for the one and only Sharon Lun, everybody. Come on in, Sharon, you all right? Hello, Sharon. Now, not the ideal spot here, because no one really wants to be pulled out first, but what I will say is how excited are you to be a part of this event?
Terrified, thanks.
As you should be.
Why did you pick the oldest person in the room? That's not fair.
Well, you've already scored some sympathy points, but it won't count for frames, sadly. Now, it's time to find out who you will be playing, so I'm going to let you watch this one with me, Sharon. So, computer, in your own time, let's find out Sharon's opponent. Oh, it's Amy Beecham! We've got a bounty straight away! Sharon, just while Amy makes her way in. Happy with that? I'll take that. Chance to go in the money straight away. Champs, hello mate, good to see you. How are you feeling right now? You knew, to be fair, as not ready, admittedly. We won't show the trainers, but that's cool. You knew as an assassin you were likely to play a fair bit this weekend, but you probably weren't expected to go the round of draw first.
Yeah, it's okay though, because I don't have to socialise now, so there's better than being out here. So.
Just how you like it, I know. All right, it's time to get things on. Our first match, the Ultimate Pool Last Man Standing, Sharon Lun versus Amy Beecham. Before we head out onto this here table, though, we've got a fantastic event coming up for you in the Christmas holidays. Take a look at this. Ultimate Pool Clash of the Titans is coming soon, live.
Magician mode. Oh my God. So again, Tom Bevins is a champion. 3 straight for top cat.
World Masters champion, Declan Brennan.
The safe cracker opens up the door. What a shot. Wow, Carl Morris.
Wow. And Stevie Dempsey is a Pro Series champion. What a shot from Jordan Shepherd. That is magnificent. Well, what about that for a start to this tournament? We're now in the studio. Barbara Taylor's joined me. How was that for you? Everyone seemed a little bit nervous for that first draw, and obviously Amy coming out, it's really got people going out there already.
I must admit, to be honest with you, when it starts, you think, well, if I play, it's a tournament. Yeah, there's a proper buzz out there. Everyone's like, I don't want to be the first one out.
You don't want to be the first, absolutely.
Mad.
Obviously, we've got Amy Beecham, 5 times world champion, got an assassin out there straight away, which is really exciting. We're going to see what happens there. Obviously, Sharon Lun's going to have a work cut out here.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's going to be tough for both of them, being the first match. Nobody wants to be the first out.
I don't think anybody wants to be the first out. Champs definitely wasn't prepared for it. She still had her trainers on.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, they've got to be ready to play.
Yeah. But to be honest with you, I think the assassins, it would have to be a random, because I think in early doors, people aren't going to be picking them.
Do you think that's the case? You think, because obviously we're going to find out after this match what's going to happen, you know, which way, if Sharon wins, do you think, which way do you think she would go compared to if Amy wins? Do you think everyone's staying away from the assassins?
No, I don't think so, because I think there's going to be some real big surprises. But yeah, again, it's really hard to call. I said it in my interviews before. So there's lots of banter and lots of threats, or veiled threats, but they're not really. We'll have to wait and see.
We will. One thing worth mentioning, of course, it's fast and furious here at The Last Woman Standing. It is a race to 4 frames and just 20 minutes on that match clock. And Champs is off to the worst possible start. And this is a sign of nerves as well. As bad a break as she could possibly hit, I think.
Yeah. She really doesn't look very happy with that. I think she's been caught on the hop here. And Sharon, I've played with Sharon for many, many years. She's been in and out the England teams, as long as I can ever remember. If you chop her in half, she's like a stick of rock. She's got England right the way through her, and she's so steady, Sharon. She's a great player. And I think with this format, it's almost a flick of a coin at times, I think.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we're in short races. It is, obviously we're talking about Amy Beecham. She's one of the greats in the game, 5 times a world champion. But in a 20-minute race to 4, you haven't quite got the time you need to sort of enforce that superiority. You've got to be able to hit the ground running and get going and take your chances.
Yeah, you haven't got time to settle at all. We were all just chatting earlier on, and we were also saying the 20 minutes and the 20 minutes and the first to 4, we actually think is going to create an awful lot of 6 red shootouts this weekend. We reckon there's going to be loads.
I hope so. I think the show deserves a few, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And one thing is worth noting, if we are talking about the 6 red shootouts, there isn't a huge amount of experience, although the experience is growing amongst the players now. Yeah. Amy has been in a couple, and she's not won one yet, so she certainly wants to stay away from it as much as she possibly can.
I know when we had ours on Series 2,
of course you played,
both of our faces said it all. We just didn't want it at all. So, yeah. I can't believe how much of a buzz there is, though, in the building. Everybody's excited, but it looks like Amy's settled right down. She's going to take this first frame out quite nicely.
Yeah, it was an excellent double, just to give herself this chance. The only thing she would say is probably would have liked to have got on that one below the 8 ball 2 shots ago. Would have made things so much easier, because now she's playing around with some traffic here, more angle here than she wanted. I don't know whether she can screw this into the yellow. If she's below it, then she's got real problems.
I think she's going to have to dig deep on this one.
Yeah. I'd be half tempted to sort of, if the natural misses the yellow on the bottom cushion, almost try and come from behind them. It depends how into it she can get. Yeah. Oh, that's excellent. Yeah. That is excellent.
Not the sort of first black that you would want, really. You want it to be a bit easier than that, but...
Yeah, true. But stroked home, and Champs gets the first frame of the tournament on the board. Barbara, tell me, obviously, we talked about nobody wants to be the first player called out, let alone the first player to lose. Yeah. But when you are a player that's been called out to play, you know you've got to win 3 matches to make it through, as you have a quick look at an incredible bio for Amy.
Oh, yeah.
What's the mindset like? How are you feeling? Because does it feel like, I've been called out early, I can't win this tournament? Or is it a case of just try and say 1 match at a time? Because you've got to win 3 matches to get off jeopardy, get out of the arena and back into the pack.
But if you're going to win an event or any tournament, you have to win more than 3 normally.
True.
So in your head, it's just that your tournament now starts when you're called out, and then you play until someone tells you to stop, sort of thing. So I think once you're actually called out, you just go into tournament mode. Yeah. Well, I will be thinking that, and just win 3 matches, and then you get a rest. And if you lose, you don't. You get a longer rest.
There is true. You get a longer rest if you lose, that is for sure. Well, Sharon now comes up to break. 1-0 down. Had a tricky chance in that first frame. Wasn't easy. Amy did the rest, so needs to get going here. Oh, that's an excellent break. And may not have an opening ball here.
Not an easy starter there for her, is there? I think Sharon might actually end up playing a bit of a containing shot here, rather than... I can't see anything that's really obvious for her. No. But again, there's still nothing major for Amy there.
There's Emma in the middle. Kersley Davies, who's our most recent winner. I don't know if you caught any of that last weekend, Barbara, but that was a serious performance from Kirsty. I think she's fully announced herself that she is back to her world title winning ways.
Yeah, I mentioned it in my interview. I actually watched all of the Sunday's coverage. Saturday I was actually playing myself somewhere else. I shouldn't say that, but I was playing somewhere. But obviously I didn't go because obviously I was in Pakefield this week, but I did watch all of Sunday, and I was really impressed with Kirsty Lee, and I thought she's finally got back to the form or the consistency that she's been looking for in the last 2 years. And I spoke to her, I saw her this morning and congratulated her. And she said, oh, it's been a long time coming. So she's hit form at the right time.
Yeah, I think she could be one to watch out for. We saw, and I'm almost going to kind of compare her to the way that Craig Waddingham went when he played in the last man standing. He got called out or got drawn out to play. He calls out Gaz, or he beats Mick and then he calls out Gaz, and he's taken down two of the biggest, baddest players in the world ever. No one wants to play him then. He won one more match against a lower ranked player and that was it. He was in the final, and I feel like, I wonder whether she's thinking along the same lines, whether she gets called out there, if she can win her first match, then whether she wants to take on one of you assassins and really kind of take it to you.
I think it wouldn't surprise me at all.
I think she should.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. And she's more than capable, especially in this format. But like I said, I think, as I've said as well, I think it depends on where it is in the tournament, at what point, who's still left in it. Is it worth the risk when there's players that you feel like you could beat?
Yeah.
Still in there.
I certainly think that she's one of the players least likely to be called out right now, because obviously she's red hot in form, but not an assassin. So I feel like it felt like a random draw is the most likely to get her out there at the moment. Whereas it's a brave person to call out Kirsty the way she's playing.
Oh, but to be fair, as I said, the 32 that are here, they're all capable. So I think all of them can be dangerous in this format. I don't think you can take any match. You couldn't. I don't think you could take any match for granted.
Oh, disappointment for Sharon. That was a great chance to win the frame. Those reds were laid out nicely, and I'm not sure she can quite believe the plant doesn't go here. I'm not sure I can believe it either.
No. Wow.
Yeah, the focus was more on the positional play, which she got right. But it's still not easy for Amy here. Got to be careful.
It squeezes through.
So that's a loss of turn. Now Sharon can come back and play another loss of turn, but Amy's got more balls on the table, so she should be able to take some tactical control here. Well, that's excellent.
Yeah.
That's excellent because of the way she played it. If she plays the red onto the yellow, you thought Amy can take control, but playing the cue ball on gets the snooker, and unless Amy comes up with a big shot, Sharon may well get a chance to win this frame.
Oh.
And she will.
Oh, that red ball going up the top. Shouldn't be a problem for Sharon, though.
Yeah.
And it would be a nice opportunity for her to settle as well.
Bit more angle, I think, to try and get closer to that red on the right-hand side. It's got to be the way. Decided just to make sure of the pot and accept distance, but that makes this pot an awful lot harder, whereas if you give yourself 3 or 4 more turns of angle, you're right behind this one. Good news is she doesn't really need to do too much with it. Just make the pot and leave a thin clip on the other one.
Oof.
Not to be. Puts the pressure onto Amy, though. There's no hiding place here.
No, there's nowhere to hide, really. I'm just looking and I'm thinking, I wouldn't have a clue what I was doing here.
Well, that's the tough thing. I mean, we're at 30 seconds a shot at the moment. When we get to 15, the experience at 15 is limited. Obviously, we've seen an awful lot more players. There's a lot more experience out on the arena table now, which has been great to see that happen over the last few years. Oh, what a touch for Amy. What a fluke. Oh, and the yellow that she played has covered the up and down as well. It's incredible. I mean, leaving that there, but leaving the up and down, it's still a good chance for Sharon. But, I mean, this is all of a sudden very tough to hit. Great shot.
Oh, that's great.
Brilliant. Shot of the tournament so far for me. That was excellent.
There's quite a lot of spectators out there as well at the moment, and I've just heard the round of applause from that shot. It's definitely generating a lot of interest, this event.
Yeah, it certainly is. Amy was trying to play the lost turn to the bottom right-hand corner, but tough to judge. And now Sharon really does have a chance to win, and there is some of the people here to watch. And this 8-ball then to tie the scores up. Never in doubt. And that excellent escape from the snooker for Sharon Lunn was the deciding moment in that frame. Excellent shot for Sharon. Been, as you say, part of the England team for an awful long time. 27 years.
Yeah.
Best result this season. She's been to a plate final this year, losing out to Anne-Louise Arkle. That was earlier on this year. That's what I like about the way the Women's Series set up this year. It's split really well, so if it doesn't go well in the group stages, you still have a tournament to play in, and really good experience to get through to a plate final, and certainly something to go and win silverware prize money. And
it's not just silverware prize money. I think depending on where you are in your pool career and on your progress learning wise, winning is a habit, and it doesn't matter what the actual event is. So it's just the fact that it's got the name plate or whatever else it
doesn't
is.
matter, does it?
It's competition play, match play, and you're having an opportunity to also, they get to play in the TV arena as well, so they're getting the exposure. But winning is a habit, and it doesn't matter whether it's the main or the plate, and that experience is invaluable, and that's why the whole standard is now starting to creep up with the ladies.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, doesn't matter what you play in, winning is winning. Can't win something, can only help your confidence in your game. Of course, Amy has won plenty in her career, and plenty with Ultimate Pool. 3 Women's Series titles out of 8 is very impressive. Also a final loss as well. I mentioned that, Barbara, just to mention your Women's Series title.
Put it this way, I'd take those stats all day long.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
She's done really well. She's a quality player, Amy. I mean, obviously we played together with England, but she is a quality player, and obviously she used to live in Kent and play with me county-wise for Kent. And she's always been, I say something special, but she's so naturally talented. And the way she cues, she was always going to go as far as she's gone. And to be honest with you, I think it's only the tip of the iceberg with a lot of the, like Amy and even Emma. I still think there's plenty more that they're going to win, that go on and win,
Absolutely. And a few people mentioned it this morning, is that, that what's happening with Ultimate Pool, the exposure that the game's finally getting and it deserves, it's bringing players back into the event, back in, they haven't been playing for years. They want to get a piece of it. It's exciting times. It's
not so much the old players as well, as I alluded to in the interview that I was doing, or the match I was playing with Jordan. I actually said there was no real impetus or reason for the ladies to put the work in and do the practice, because there was literally only a couple of events a year. Now there's a purpose. Ultimate Pool have brought it so that there's a reason to. So instead of being just an expensive hobby, it's now, there's a reason to actually put that extra work in, and I think again the results of that are showing, or starting to show. Yeah,
and the exciting thing is it's only the beginning of the journey. There's plenty more to come, that is for sure.
So exciting.
Well, we're into the second half of this match, and Amy at the table on yellows here, and now that we're in the second half of the match, that is excellent. And if she can control this next one to top right, and she could well get out here. This frame is huge. Go 1-0 up with, say, 6 minutes on the clock if Amy could clear here, or say 5 minutes on the clock if she doesn't, and Sharon counters, then it's huge.
I think also a lot of the players here haven't experienced the 15-second shot clock, and I think that's actually scares a lot of people, whereas Amy, Harriet are actually used to that and have been in that environment.
Yeah, nobody's got more experience out there at the match and shot clock than Amy and Harriet, for sure.
But I think it frightens the life out of most of them.
You've got to get used to it. 15 seconds a shot is tough. I mean, how have you found the 15?
I was okay. Yeah. It was only... Yeah, it was in my final with champs.
Yeah.
My first frame on the 15 second, I actually broke this. And I was like, oh, this isn't
Can we
too
play every
bad.
tournament at 15 seconds?
Nah. Yeah, but it only lasted one frame. But no, I actually didn't mind it. People think I'm a slow player, but I just like to use the time I've got and compose myself and just make sure, you know.
Yeah, one thing that's common, I've seen this since Ultimate Pool began, and even before when we had a few tournaments on TV, it was players that were so-called slow players were happy to have the clock, you know, because it made them commit to their choices. But what a frame here. This has been an absolute touch of class from Amy.
Yeah.
That's world-class Paul. Just having a nice layout back like that, but having to pick it apart, finding the pattern to make that easy. And every shot she played in that visit was either a stun shot or a roll-through shot. It was just a classy pattern from the 5 times world champion.
Yep. Yeah, no, she's just shown just superior knowledge, wisdom. She was almost inch perfect on all of it, and just at the right time. And I think that's the difference as well. Sometimes you, as a player, you understand the importance, as you said, this frame's massive.
Yeah.
And you take that little bit more time.
Make sure of it.
Make sure a bit more.
Any mistake there from Amy, and of course, you know, Amy's one of the favourites to win the tournament as much as you can be in a format like this. If this was a normal Ultimate Pool Women's Series tournament, she'd be, you know, right up there, first or second favourite for the tournament. But obviously, she's out there first match. There's pressure on there, and if she loses that frame, she doesn't make that finish. She's a big second favourite for the match.
Of course.
And of course, if the clock gets down and she's behind, then that 6-red shootout comes into play in her own mind as well. It's like win a frame to get in, and we know that she doesn't want to be in a 6-red shootout because she tells us that plenty of times. So also the record tells us that. So it's now a big frame for Sharon. Needs to find a way. And this is not bad at all. You'd take this split every time.
Yep.
Every chance for Sharon to get out here and tie this one up.
Maybe wanted to pull that out a bit more. But she's still okay.
It has a similar feel, a little bit more congested to the previous frame that Amy had, which was more over the course of the whole table. She's going to miss that one, but it was one of those that if you pick it apart, you cannot have to play a shot, but if it goes wrong, all of a sudden it can get away from you quickly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can see Sharon's face there, because I can assure you, Sharon would normally be nailing them down the rails like that. I don't think it helps being the first match out.
No,
it's not good.
It really doesn't.
So if you were feeling nervous anyway about the playing here in these circumstances, to then be the sacrificial lamb and the first name out is, harsh.
Somebody has to be, though. That's the game, isn't it?
I fully expected it to be me.
Yeah. I think everybody did. Everyone was like, it's going to be me.
Yeah.
I think the only person that maybe didn't think it was going to be them would be Amy, because bear in mind, you have to be ready to play when you're called out, and she was far from ready to play, still like wearing the trainers, no thoughts of playing. I think maybe she was thinking it'd be a nice easy day today. I may not be required. You absolutely are, Amy, straight out there.
I don't know what I didn't realise until she was called out and then stood up to get out and she go out, and she had her trainers on. So fair play.
That was an excellent pot to the top corner. It used all the pocket, but lovely pace to play that. And what was a tricky layout on Reds is actually now doable because of that initial shot. Ball by the horns, realising that she'd probably be behind in a tactical exchange, potting away into a great chance. And 3-0 now that we're in the 15 seconds. 3-1 now that we're in 15 seconds. A shot is huge.
She's got a strut on as well. I know it sounds silly, but she's got that pace about her. I fully expect her to take both of these out.
I was talking about this at the mini-series we had last weekend. We've seen champs play at such a high level for such a long time. I felt like the last few matches we've seen out when she's been out in the main arena, taking on other top players, she's never quite played her best. You know, last week it showed it to me. She played Harriet, didn't play brilliantly. Harriet played really well, and then she went to her next 2 matches and I think she did every break after that in the next 2 games.
Really?
And then came back onto the arena table, played Emma, and didn't play very well again. So I feel like she needs a performance out there, and this feels like it for me. Those last 2 clearances have been incredible, and you put the one on the first frame as well. She's been brilliant in this match.
I do think the problem is that when you first start getting the opportunities where you are able for people to be able to watch, there is always that element, and I think you've alluded to this when you've spoken in the past about when Emma was the figurehead for the ladies. When she's coming off, did it look all right?
First thing she always asked me every time. She just won a major title, and the first thing she asked me, "How was that?
Yeah.
Did that showcase women's pool?" And I'm like, "That's irrelevant. You won. You know."
Yeah,
she's
but
not,
that's how. Well, I say that's how we think. I think you'll find Amy's the same, Harriet's the same, Emma's the same, I'm the same. Yeah, okay, win at all costs. I don't care what it looks like, but that's not true, because when you come off, you want to know whether you're actually showing what the ladies can do.
But I think what the exciting thing for me is, and I know that some of you will still feel like that because it's ingrained in you, and it has been for a long time, but the exciting thing for me is that's become less of a thing now. It's become, because we're seeing so much more of it, it's not as important, because I think people are realising that it's an amazing game to watch.
It is, and that's why I think Amy will settle back down. I think, like I say, if you have a bit of a run of not good performances when you are on the stream, it can dent your confidence more than if it was on one of the outer tables in an event. But like you say, the more you do it, the more the pressure. I think maybe it's because she's putting that pressure on herself to actually showcase what she can do.
And I may be overanalyzing it, and it might not even be a factor. It might have just been one of those, you know, 2 or 3 matches where she's not played her best. But that happens in that's natural course of pool.
Yeah.
And she may not be thinking about it at all. But I'm here to overanalyse. Let's be honest. So.
Oh no, she's probably saying, no, I just was a bit tired then, or hadn't had my sandwich, or there could be a number of reasons. But no, I think.
Yeah, this match has been a lot more like it from Amy. It's been 3 very, very classy clearances. That last one in particular, very impressive.
Sharon's nickname is Ironic.
Okay.
So, although her nickname's Lightning, there's an awful lot of sarcasm in there, because Sharon was always known as a very slow player. So there is a lot of irony in the nickname. But with the 15-second shot clock, Sharon Lanny is now going to be Lightning.
Yeah, and she's going to have to be from here. Just 2 minutes left. Of course, golden break's in play, and she has the next break. So she just needs to make the clearance here and leave at least the time for a break. She is cut breaking as well, but this is not easy. These 2 yellows at the bottom don't go anywhere.
She has actually had some movement on the black, albeit up towards the centre of the table, but at least he's got movement on it.
Yeah, it's quite a slow cut break, isn't it, that she goes for. Maybe just needs a touch more on it if she does get that chance. But the 3 yellows remaining, if this one goes in, that's an excellent pot. Okay, the 3 left are really awkward.
Again, with only a minute on the clock, Champs just needs to pick out off a couple of the easier ones and run the clock down here.
Yeah, you don't need to clear up here. This is use the full clock on every single shot, and the match is done for Amy Beecham.
It's gone really quick, really quick.
It's going to 20 minutes. They fly by.
Yeah, no, I'm not looking forward to this.
So you're already. I can sense the nerves are building now, because you're going to be out in the arena in what, 3 or 4 minutes time, potentially being called out. Do you think? Well, let's see if Amy wins the match before we talk about what she might do. But it looks almost certain now.
Well, with 22 seconds on the clock, I think she's.
Well, you never know, because you only have to leave a second on the clock, so you just got to make sure. I mean, one more pot, it is done. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really knows what anyone's going to do. It just depends on what they feel like. See if anybody's pinched the car parking space this morning, or...
And she knows now. What a fantastic first match, and what a fantastic performance from the 5 times world champion. Amy Beecham showing us exactly what she can do. The 3 clearances she made to win the match 3-1 were incredibly classy and really showcased how well she can play. And she's a major danger for this tournament. We knew that coming in.
Yep.
She's shown us just there that she is still that major danger.
Oh, 100%. She's, again, if she can stamp her authority and win the 3 matches, then she won't pick a queue up till tomorrow.
As long as she avoids random draws. I agree with you. What do you think she'll do, though? So her choice now, she gets to pick her next opponent. She could go to a random draw. Do you think she'd be tempted by any of the assassins, or she want to make a statement? Do you think there's somebody that she might really have I want to beat them, or I've got a good record against them?
I honestly don't know. Again, I like me, if it was me, it depends on how she's feeling right now. She's just took out some monster clearances. If she's feeling really good and really settled already, she might think...
It's a big factor, because whoever she takes on now will be coming out cold, and she's just had a match to warm up.
Exactly.
It's a massive factor.
Yeah, and that's what you need to be trying to bank on when you're calling out. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
Is your queue ready? Are you ready to play here? Do you think there's a chance? Do you think there's a...
Of course there's a chance. Yeah, there has to be. So yeah, of course there's a chance, but I'm ready.
Yeah, well, we're very close to finding out. We're going to send you out to the arena in a couple of minutes' time as we send it down to Stephen in the arena.
All right, welcome back inside the arena. Got our first winner of the Ultimate Pool Last Woman Standing. It's the one and only Amy Beecham. Round of applause, everyone. Amy, well played. Not where you wanted to be, of course, out in the arena. The trick to winning this tournament is actually not playing, bizarrely, but a solid enough performance considering you still had your trainers on a minute before the match.
Yeah, maybe that's the key. Don't prepare, just wing it.
Have you thought about what you want to do now? Because of course you have the choice. You can go to the random draw, or you can call your next opponent out without letting us know who or what. Are you going to draw, or are you going to call out?
I'm going to call someone out, yeah.
She's going to call someone out. All right, love that, champs. So, what we are going to do for you now, Amy, is we're going to show you the list of players still in the tournament. It's quite an easy one, this, because it is absolutely everybody. So, no Sharon Lunt, of course, but who would you like to pick?
When I was on comms last week, Simon asked me what my theory had been. My theory was to pick on people that have not been out here before, because it can get you out here. So I'm going to stick with that and say, T, where are you?
Teresa Blair, come on down. Come on in then, Teresa. Come on in, Teresa. I need to hear from you first. Hello. Congratulations on being called out. How are you feeling right about now?
Nervous. It's not done it before, so yeah.
How excited are you to be a part of this event, though? There's a proper, genuine buzz around this place, isn't there?
Yeah, it was good. We went to the Club 147 and qualified from there, me and Sharon, and yeah, so it's just good to be part of it, yeah.
You obviously won your qualifying tournament, so you obviously seem to be playing all right, but different kettle of fish, of course, playing Amy Beecham. Played it before?
Yeah, we played from Nottingham for the region and stuff, so I've played it before, yeah. So.
Well, looking forward to seeing how you get on. Play well, go well. Teresa Blair versus Amy Beecham is next.
Magician mode. Oh my God. So again, Tom Cousins is a champion. 3 straight to top 10.
World Masters champion, Declan Brennan. The safe cracker opens up the door. What a shot. Oh, wow, Carl Morris.
Wow. And Stevie Dempsey is a Pro Series champion. What a shot from Jordan Shepherd. That is magnificent. Well, welcome back into the studio. We've had a switch around of world champions. Harriet, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How about yourself?
Yeah, very good, thank you. First match, first bit of drama. We've seen the draw early on. Now we've seen Amy play really, really well. Did she do what you expected her to do?
Yeah, superb. Very, very comfortable. She maintained the match clock and she kind of controlled it so well, didn't she?
The 3 clearances she made were classy. They always looked so assured.
Yeah.
Are you surprised with the draw? So she's gone for Teresa Blair, who's not played out in this arena before, and that was her kind of reasoning. She wanted to go somebody that, it's going to be tough to adjust.
Yeah, personally, I'd probably go the similar route. Hopefully it won't happen. Hopefully I can, stay in here as much as possible, maybe behind that door, and not get called out until tomorrow. That'd be the plan.
I feel like, though, the random draw might catch you off guard if we get to see it again, because the reason I mentioned that is that we saw Amy didn't expect to play. She was wearing her trainers, walked out to the arena. You're still wearing your trainers, so you obviously weren't feeling too worried about being called out there.
And I wasn't particularly, but just because there's no benefit, is there?
Yeah.
I think, obviously, Champs is probably favourite to win the next 2 matches, which means that there'll be an auto-generator names for the next match after that, so 3 matches time, which makes it a bit difficult because then I could be called out or anyone else could be called out. I'm hoping a lot of people win 2 matches and then lose.
Yeah.
and then the next person has to call out. And
do you think, though, the fact that we talked about and we saw a few players win 3 in the last man standing, obviously there were world-class players that did that and we've got world-class players here, but the fact that you had, so Teresa's going on cold and Amy's had a match to warm up, do you think that's a big factor?
No, because Champs is still a big favourite in this.
Yeah.
And hence why she's gone up, from the bottom upwards, in my opinion.
Following the Tom Cousins playbook going.
Exactly.
Is that the sort of way you think you'd go? Are you keeping your cards close to your chest? You are going to go that way?
Absolutely. There's no benefit for me to call out an assassin. There's no benefit to me call out someone who beat me last week, for example.
Yeah.
There's just, it's a long 31 matches.
But then what I loved about the last man standing, and it was my favourite moment, obviously we had 2. Neil Rayburn called out Tom Cousins, which was massively backfired, but I love it. I mean, I love that. But Craig Waddingham calling out Gareth Potts, everyone's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He beats Mick, he calls out Gareth, beats Gareth, wins the next match. He's not playing again till the final. Are we going to see anything like that? Are we going to see somebody want to come out and just kind of go, no, I'm here to win?
I think there's a couple of girls who could do that, and I think that might be a possibility. But I think the majority of the field won't go near us, hopefully. Touch wood.
We'll find out, though. That's the exciting thing. Looking forward to it. The game within the game, or the game around the game, we should say. And we're back underway. 20 more minutes on the clock here. Teresa Blair with the first break, and they've not opened at all. And I actually think this is to her advantage. I think the best chance she's got against Amy, who's flowing now with 3 really good finishes in the previous match, is a nice tight frame just to ease into it out there.
Definitely. Keep it tight. Keep the cue ball safe. Keep it messy.
I think the worst thing that Champs could do here is get sucked into chasing a bad finish and kind of make the game easy for Teresa in the first match or the first frame.
Yeah, and everyone here has won a qualifier or has earned the right to be here. So it's a little bit different to a comp where you might be playing a lesser standard of player because everyone has deserved to be here, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes you could be more attacking in a competition where you're going to get chances.
Yeah, and a longer race as well. And it's so cutthroat out there, these 20-minute matches, that a long drawn-out opening frame that you end up losing, all of a sudden you feel like you're chasing a match and it's only into its second frame.
I think this is the biggest prize money in a women's game in at least a decade, I think. And it's races to 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes it tough, but exciting as well. What I like about it, though, players that maybe turn up to a women's series, and obviously we've seen yourself and Amy dominate by winning 6 of the 8 we've had, and so they might be turning up thinking, I'd have to play really well to win a tournament, but there's potentially players here this weekend that they might only have to play 1, 2, maybe 3 matches, and there's a chance to win where maybe they're wouldn't always be a chance to win.
Correct. And I was watching The Last Man Standing yesterday because I,
Preparation. I like that. I like it.
And I watched it on the day, but then going back and looking at the Neil Rayburn move early on, and then the Craig Waddingham masterclass that he put on. But then you're gonna get you're gonna need to be a bit lucky.
Yeah.
As I said in the trailer, you are gonna have a bit of lady luck on the side. Like Craig got on that plant. Remember that?
Yeah,
plant,
yeah,
the
that
top
was
right
huge.
corner, massive. I think situations like that today, where it goes 2-2 or 1-1 with 3 minutes left on the clock, and you're gonna have to have some bottle and finish the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's holding your nerve for the right time, isn't it, and killing off these matches.
But this is a good opportunity now for Champs. This is the first opportunity she got to put this frame to bed. It's a great white. It's a beautiful fish. Superb shot there because she's on like the bad ball, which links up to her next bad ball below the black in 8. She's probably tempted to split out the black here, but I don't think it's needed right now. She probably will be stretching a little bit. Just taking a punishment.
Tough shot coming up. Whether it's centre or top corner. Good news with top corner is the fact that if you make the pot, the yellow will control the cue ball.
Correct.
But it is a tough pot.
The problem is the 8 ball only goes in the right-hand centre.
She's on this in the centre.
The cue ball's going to be close to the middle pocket here. She's controlled it well. So yeah, it would have been even closer if she got the pot. But she controlled it really well. Teresa's going to have to cue a ball in here, which is never easy. First frame of the day for her.
Very nice. Very nice indeed. Cue ball's not quite finished where she'd like though.
No, but this actually does sneak into the middle if she wants to go for it. They're a bit deceptive. She's going to have to cue this ball well though. Yeah, the thing is with this table, I find this table plays a bit bigger than the Supreme Winner, just because I think the cushions are cut differently for the pockets. But what I find is you can actually thump a ball in on a winner better than these. And you have to be a bit more precise and cue a ball really well.
But they tend to accept it if you do cue them well.
Yeah,
they
really
feel then really generous.
Yes.
So second chance for Champs, and it's a very good one. You fully expect her to take advantage of this.
I think one of the tactics you'll find from the people who are a bit more experienced out there is they're just taking an extra like 3 or 4 seconds on a shot that they probably wouldn't do in just a normal match. Just to eke a bit the clock out.
Yeah.
Put a bit of time pressure on.
Yeah, I think it almost becoming comfortable with it for the players that aren't used to it as well, though, is important. But obviously the ones that are used to it try and use that to the advantage. Excellent in the end from Amy. She would have been a little bit worried when she missed that chance previously, but Teresa not able to punish her for it, and she's now 1-0 up. She has the next break, chance to open things up. She has a fabulous break as well.
Best break in the game.
Very powerful, isn't it?
And when she's not under pressure, she controls that white ball really, really well.
Well, you could see that in obviously the edgy start. The first break she had went straight into the right centre pocket, which is not usual for Amy. And then she settled in and started breaking well.
Yeah, very well.
The more the match went on. Expect her to break well here.
No cut breaks yet, though.
Not from Amy.
No, from Sharon.
Sharon cup breaker.
Sharon cup
Yeah.
breaker. It's going to be a good tactic.
Are you cup breaking?
Oh yes,
Get that 8-ball moving.
absolutely.
Got a celebration planned out for that?
Well, I did one against Decky, didn't I?
Oh, yeah, true.
3-0 up.
Yeah,
give it a
true.
little bit of
I
fist
remember.
bump. Don't know how it went in the pocket, but it did.
Amazing match that. That really was. Incredible from both of you.
I just remember missing a sitter. This is a really good opportunity. Yellows are looking inviting. That's a great shot.
Big visit to the table. And for Teresa, really can't afford to fall 2-0 behind in these short races. Not to be. And these reds are opened up nicely for Amy.
Yeah, and she can kind of, there's like a little bit of a triangle, isn't there? So you can put this one in the right-hand bottom corner now, and then just drift over, and then they kind of all lead to each other in the bottom half, don't they? And you can focus on the one by the 8-ball to get on the one on the right-hand side on the cushion.
Well, that could have gone wrong, but worked out okay. Do you think the one by the 8-ball passes the yellow to the corner?
Yeah, 100%. I'd have been using that to get onto
Yeah.
the one on the cushion. I think you could still do this. I think you could pot this one into the middle, the middle of the 3, screw back. And she's going to choose to go up the table now.
Yeah, perhaps wanted a thicker contact there just to be straight in left centre or better on the one bottom right corner.
Yeah, if you wanted to, you could pot the one on the outer one of the 2 reds up in bulk and swing the cue ball around between the red and the yellow. And perfect on that. That's my problem ball. That's why I'm trying to get onto it as quick as I can. Yeah, that was tough.
Has left Teresa on this yellow to left centre, but it doesn't get her right behind her next ball. She'll have to play the next one from distance.
It's off angle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tracking towards the other end, but I feel that she needs to get it, pot it now.
Yeah, because it's awkward where it is, isn't
It's
it?
a bit dead, isn't it?
Doesn't go top right, which is where you'd want it to go.
Play safe.
Dangerous play against a player as good as Amy. Oh, got a line wrong completely. Trying to track past that one. Take both reds in the same pocket. Could have finished worse, to be honest.
She's perfect, isn't she? Just she's actually
Yeah.
absolute plum.
Yeah.
Because she can just drop this into the middle and the cue ball leaves a straight shot next.
Always nice when that happens.
Yeah, so she's going to have to do a little bit of work with her next red after this, though. Because this is going the opposite way. And it's going to be leaving an off angle for the 8-ball. Yeah, she's going to have to cue this in really, really well just to get across. Because I'm not too sure that 8-ball goes to the bottom left.
I think she's got half a pocket.
Okay.
Well, no, by the way she plays this one.
She got...
Oh, if it is half a pocket, it's just that off angle enough to make it tricky. right behind it, you expect to make it, but you can't see the pocket in your eye line and it's half a pocket, it's tough.
Never in doubt.
Yeah, very good in the end from Amy. 2-0 up.
And this is, sorry to disturb you, this is the type of performance that Tom kind of put in, and he wasn't called out again, was he? He only got done on a random generator.
Yeah, but he had to do it twice.
Yeah.
So he ended up winning 3, then winning 3 more. Yeah, there could be that in store for Amy.
Or the Craig group where Craig wasn't called out. And
yeah.
I don't think champs will be called out on this form.
Yeah, possibly not. Let's just take a quick look at the players remaining. Obviously, there's still 31 left in the draw. I wonder which way. I mean, let's fast forward and say that Amy completes victory here. Not certain yet, but she's in control. Wonder which way she's going. I bet it's already in her mind which way she's going here.
I think I know who she's going to go for.
Who are you thinking? Come on.
Ingrid.
Okay.
Ingrid next.
We will find out. Well, we may not find out, of course, because Theresa Blair still has 8 minutes 55 seconds left to try and stop that happening.
And obviously, if she does, she wins a £300 bounty, or it goes another life, or the bounty gets put on her, doesn't it?
The bounty get put on her head, or she could give Amy an extra life.
Yeah.
Or she can win the cash herself. I guess from your perspective as one of the other assassins, you'd quite like to see Amy not get the extra life. It's always nice to have that little bit of, a tiniest bit of safety net.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've come here thinking I've only got 1 life, so I'm going to have to play quite well to get through. I don't know. It's going to be brutal, isn't it?
Are you expecting to play pool today?
I've got my trainers on, haven't I?
That's a big no.
I think the only way I get called out is on the random draw.
Yeah, and the way that Amy's playing now, we feel that's a chance that we're going to be a random draw in a couple of matches' time. If she wins this one and 1 more, we're back to the random draw. Of course, a player can pick a random draw, but I don't see Amy risking it if she wins.
Yeah, and if anyone's listening, I have been putting loads of practice in this week. I had 65 frames on Thursday, so
Just the 65?
Yeah, come at me.
You're slowing down.
Come at me. Don't, please. It's a great atmosphere out there, though.
Yeah, there's definitely a good spirit. Has been all morning. There's been some nerves out there as well. Spoke to a few players this morning that are feeling a little bit edgy. Maybe, first time in this sort of environment. It's first time for everyone in this environment, but I mean with the arena and everything else going on.
Yeah, and obviously coming here from all different parts of the country, and these girls
and beyond, of course, with Marion here.
Yeah, with Marion and Ireland as well.
Yeah.
But we have to remember these girls have a day jobs during the week as well. So what they've done is, if they come up either today or yesterday evening, I come up yesterday evening, and the weather's been really bad. So, people have got. Danielle asked John for a lift, and John had to get up at like 6 o'clock this morning, 5:30 this morning to bring Danielle here so she could play. And what amazing commitment! I don't think that's highlighted enough. The commitment that non-professional girls are making to come and play in a pool competition in the middle of the country when the weather is absolutely horrible.
And it's different to any other event in terms of you've got players turning up that may get 20 minutes.
Yeah, Sharon Lunn's on her way home.
She's on her way. Well,
no,
hopefully she's not. But
you know what I mean.
Yeah, take your point. But yeah, absolutely. And you look at someone like Marion Jude. She's probably travelled the furthest from sort of mid-south France up here. It's potentially 1 match and you're done. And it's tough but it's all part of. This is such an exciting event for the viewers, but I feel like you've all really embraced it as well.
Yeah, Marion Jude, coming over from France, that's an amazing commitment. It did take her less time to get here than it took me yesterday, but we're not going to go into that. Thanks, the M1 traffic. I was asleep anyway, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, all good. And this is a big chance for Amy to make it 3-0 and won't quite seal the match, but it will feel like it.
You're not really allowed to take time by time wasting within the 15 minutes before it gets to the 5 minutes, but you won't see her take a shot before 5 seconds here.
Yeah, it's a tough one to kind of police, but she's not. I don't believe there's any that's in her mind. You're wondering whether it is.
Well, it's in my mind.
My point being, this is her normal, natural pace of play.
Yeah, she's a bit slow, isn't she?
Certainly slower than you, that's for sure. Most are. Now we are in the final 5. Therefore, 15 seconds a shot. She can take as long as she likes, as long as it's within 15 seconds.
She's going to pot this, and then she's going to use an extension. She's going to use the extension now.
She's not sure about this able. We talked about the last one being half a pocket. Well, this one looks even tighter.
Extension.
She can get right behind it, play it dead weight, give it every chance to go, but she's got massive equity in the frame if it sits over the pocket anyway.
But this goes, but yeah, I'm 100% sure this one goes. And even if you don't, you can trace a bit of left-hand side and it just flicks in anyway. Doesn't need to.
Yeah, it wasn't even close in the end, just floats it in. Very nice from Amy once again. 3-0 up here, 4:15 left. It will feel a long way back for Teresa. Had some chances, but it's tough out there when you're called out to play second match of the tournament. You're up against 5 times world champion out there. It is very, very tough for Teresa. But been a county player for 20 plus years now. First taste of ultimate pool action. Not used to the arena.
Yeah, but she hasn't disgraced herself as
Not
well.
at all,
She's
no.
just come up against an informed champs who has, well, dominated the time, and there's not really been too many clinical chances for Teresa to have.
And we talk about some players will have turned up here thinking maybe I won't get picked out for a while. I think she probably knew that she was going to be an early call. I spoke to a few players this morning thinking I'm probably going to get called out early because look at the other options out there. And so she probably came here expecting exactly what we're seeing right now. Well, a chance for Amy to sign off in style. Look at this for a split.
I'm not going to say these yellows are gone, but these yellows are going to be very close to going. So one good shot needed here by champs. Pop this one into the top left, going in and out of balk with a bit of top spin. Use the extension. Oh, she's just going to waste a bit more time, I think. Pop out. Bit top left just to track out. 2 cushions on the bad ball. If he just floats this one down, the pocket will just track in. Yeah. Brand new cloth, newly shined balls. Clinical from champs. What a performance.
Yeah, once again, just building on what she did previously. It could have been a very tough opening frame here. You know, it was messy, it was awkward. That was such an important frame, really. Certainly a chance for Teresa to start off well. Once champs has got it on the board, it's never really looked in doubt, although she's just given herself a little bit more on this 8 ball than she probably planned.
Yeah.
But this is for the win. And of course, in it goes. Another excellent performance from Amy. She is 2 wins in. She needs 1 more to get herself out of the arena and perhaps not have to play again for a very long time. It's been very impressive to start here from Amy.
Oh, superb, superb. This is why she's champs by name, champs by nature.
Yeah, I want to ask you, because obviously you're a player in a very similar position to Amy. You're one of the assassins. If you get to be out there, how tough is that sort of mental side of it going, I've got to win 3 matches here? It's the challenge of get 3 done.
Yeah, but then you can break it down, can't you, into frame by frame, match by match. And at this early stage, you're probably going to be more favourite than you would be at the later stages. So you can kind of put a good performance like Champs has done there, and hopefully not get called out again. And if you do show a good performance out there.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think? We've already talked about it. What do you think she's going to do? You think she's going to just continue in the same pattern as before, kind of look lower down the rankings, somebody that maybe hasn't got the TV table experience?
Yeah, I completely agree. Just someone who hasn't got that experience at the top level that someone like Kirsty would have, or another assassin.
I'm assuming there's going to be some times you'll be out there thinking maybe it'll be me. You're as comfortable as you can be that she's not going to call you out here?
I'm pretty sure she won't be, but if she does, then I'm ready. I'm
Ready for it.
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready.
Well, we're very close to finding out. Let's send it down to Stephen Jameson, who is ready to find out.
All right, welcome back inside the Ultimate Pool Arena. Amy Beecham is 2 from 2. Congrats on the win, Amy. But word as well for Teresa, though, who has her first Ultimate Pool experience.
Yeah, look, like I said, I had a theory that it's good to maybe get out here against people that have not been out here, because it can break you the first few times. But I thought T played right. She was a bit unlucky, but handled it well. Didn't look like she was. The first time I was out here, it was all over the place, and she definitely didn't look like that. So on to the next one.
Yeah, let's hear it for Teresa Gray, everyone. Very nice. Always remember your first. All right, so I have a feeling I know the answer to this one, but I will ask you the question nevertheless. Are we random drawing or are we calling out?
I'll call someone out, yeah.
All right then, let's bring up the list of names. That was a very, very quick answer. So you can see the list of names. There's 2 blocked out for you there already. Everyone else, apart from yourself, of course, is available to be drawn. Amy Beecham, who are you picking?
Frankie Rogers.
Frankie Rogers, come on down. Frankie making her way into the arena. Well, she just gets her cue ready. Let's hear it for Frankie Rogers, everybody. Frankie, welcome to the Ultimate Pool Arena. How special does this feel?
It's awesome, actually. Great atmosphere. Absolutely brilliant to be involved in something like this. So, yeah, hopefully we can do it again every year.
How are you feeling ahead of this match? Because first Ultimate Pool experience, but...
I've gone red.
Oh, that's totally normal. Look, you've got a match here against Amy Beecham, and if you win it, all the prizes that come with it, of course. Excited to be here, though.
Very. Absolutely. Yes. Very, very pleased when I got the call to come.
Lovely. Well, Frankie, wish you all the very best of luck. Play well. And let's have it then. Amy Beecham versus Frankie Rogers is next.
Magician mode. Oh my God.
So again, Tom Cousins is a champion. 3 straight to top 10.
World Masters champion, Declan Brennan. The safe cracker opens up the door. What a shot. Oh, wow, Carl Morris.
Wow. And Stevie Dempsey is a Pro Series champion. What a shot. What a shot from Jordan Shepherd. That is magnificent.
Super excited for Clash of the Titans, but super excited for our next match. Frankie Rogers enters the gauntlet to take on Amy Beecham. And delighted to say, Adrian Flitcroft-Hurst enters the commentary booth as well. Aid, lovely to have you with us as always. And you are around this club a lot. You see a lot of what Ultimate Pool do and all the